This is Chris from Florida Music, and we're in front of Steinberg's Advanced Integrated USB Studio Controller. And it's called the CI2, as for short. And it's basically a combination of audio interface and recording software and a control in. So you've got three things in one, I guess. So let's start by looking at the actual interface itself. On the back, which was just out of shot, I've got my connections. I'm plugged into the Neutrik connector at the back here for the mic, and there's two of them. You can put jacks in there, of course, a TRS standard jack or the XLR, which is what I'm using. Inside the panel to that is two outputs for your powered monitors. And then you've got a headphone socket, a foot switch, and USB. And I'm just plugged into the USB and it's powered by that as well. It does give you an indication that the USB actually is working with the green light here. And down on the brown section here, we've got two fader controls for your input gain, an indicator to see whether you're clipping or not. Master control for your master volume, phone's volume, and an input mixer to mix between direct input or coming back from the DAW. Obviously great for direct live monitoring with no latencies. Phantom power switch, 48 volts to your condenser mics, both at the same time of course, and a mono switch. Now to the right of that is all to do with your interface controller. So this is all the software control right here. And it does have an indicator to say that AI ready, meaning that the artificial intelligence, I guess it stands like AI stands for, is to control your software. Now let's bring up the software. Now in the software we see some interesting new features. Is hit new project, and we've got this new project assistant comes up. And now the AI knob here actually allows you to just go through all of the different presets they've got. They've got production presets, scoring, recording, and so on. Once you get to them, you can select the ones that are actually in between. And I just picked the one that's highlighted here called R&B reduction. Then what happens is it comes up with this template in your normal Cubase AI5, and you're ready to go. Interestingly, the sounds are there. They've got an integrated player called Halion 1 plugin, which you don't actually see here from the VST instrument list. It obviously puts it in the actual track straight for you to make it life easier. The drummer section here already has some drum pattern built in, which we can have addition of. Typical of an R&B type. You've got bass voices. Have a listen. Yep, we've got some electric pianos. So we're ready to go, really. So there's not much for me to actually think about because the template gave me all I needed. There's some interesting things. When you go over a volume knob or any lever that's in here, you can just turn the AI knob on the actual interface and it controls that lever. So anything I want to adjust, if I decided that I want to adjust something on the bass voices, maybe the cutoff, so we'll adjust to that. Pull that down a bit. Nice and easy, just to hover over the knob you want to control. Maybe change some of that reverb on the piano. We can just go over the actual knob, again adjust the AI knob, and we're done. Sounds good. So we're ready to go with recording now. So one of the other interesting facets of the product, if you actually press the AI knob down, it actually shows you all the sounds that you can select from the Halion 1. Now I can go through the levers here by adjusting this, move forward to the next one, and so on until I get to the point where I'm actually adjusting the sound I want to change. And you go through the list, click the button, and it loads that into the track. Very easy. Don't have to pull up anything with your mouse if you don't want to. Another interesting thing, when you're not browsing through the sounds, you click this button here and it brings up the interactive recording system. Now, this one's set on to cycle around three different functions. The record button, the stop button, and the return to start position. Now this is done by the foot switch that's plugged into the back of the interface. So I've got that foot switch plugged in, and as I rotate round, press the foot switch once, I'm in recording mode. Then I'm in stop, then I go back to the beginning. So nice and easy. I just enable a couple of controls here, like the click track introduction. I can add more if I want to. There's a plus and minus to add 4, 5, 6 or whatever different settings. And you can choose what's within the settings. So the first one could be start, the first one could be stop. Now this is a really handy feature if you're a vocalist or you're a saxophone player or so on. And I find it quite easy just being a keyboard player, because it's nice and easy just to kind of just use your foot switch just to change everything. I don't have to kind of take my hands off the keys. So let's have a quick go with the sounds here that they've got in this new AI5. We'll just play something with this bass voice and I'll use the foot switch. Here we go. for now. Move over to, say, the electric piano where we had there earlier. So again, I press my foot switch. It goes back to the beginning, stops it, returns it. I'm ready to record. And that'll do for that. And then we can just move on to the next. Again, foot switch down, stops it, goes back to the return position, ready to record. So hit the foot switch, stops it. So really you can see that it's quite quick to actually get through your recordings, and great sounds actually for such a small package. I mean, this is under $200, so I mean you can't beat that. And all in all, I found it quite simple actually so far. I've not read the book yet, so hopefully when I read the book I'll see some more interesting features that this thing can do. But so far, great mic preamps, good sound. It's quite cool, clever. So this is Chris again from Florida Music, and hope you've enjoyed this one. Again, remember you can buy any of the products we review straight from floridamusicco.com, and I'll see you on the next one.